Hi, welcome to my kitchen. We are making vodka penne today. Well, technically rigatoni. I just ordered this guy and I found out he does not come with a penne attachment. So we're just gonna use what's in here and we're gonna use my late mother-in-law's recipe. Allegedly, she was not like the best chef. Her family bought her the Sopranos cookbook. Apparently it just changed dinners for them. My father-in-law sent me the recipe to her vodka penne. We're gonna turn it into a vodka rigatoni. I have made homemade spaghetti once. Different attachments, but same basic pasta recipe. So I'm gonna show you guys how I did it the one time. I followed a recipe, I'll link it in the description. It was really good and I used this guy to like knead it and everything. So here we go. This is the biggest bag of flour I've ever gotten. I think we're gonna start trying to source local flour. I did find a company out of Asheville that sources flour or wheat from nearby. But in the meanwhile, we have King Arthur. And we're gonna take 2 cups of all-purpose flour. I learned something new in baking. Apparently, if you just stick your measuring cup into your bag of flour and use that when you bake, you haven't really sifted the flour, and it means the flour is going to be quite dense in there, which will oftentimes lead to a very dry product. So there's a technique you can use using a whisk. Holy smokers. Why is this so hard to open? I need 2 cups. This is how I do it. Stick your whisk in. Stick your whisk in. Oh, you stick your whisk in. Okay, maybe I need a thinner whisk. Yeah, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. Okay, you're supposed to be able to stick your whisk in and then it just pulls up the flour. It's fine, everything's fine. Okay, I guess we're not doing that. Okie dokie 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 dokie. Okay, 2 cups. Trying to air out that flour a little bit. I do like recipes that measure flour by weight. What makes this really fun is that our house is an old farmhouse and everything is built on an angle. That means I have to like move my measuring things around because I don't know even if that's very level. But the thing is, if the dough ends up being too dry, you can always add a little bit more water. This recipe for the pasta only calls for 4 ingredients. You have your flour, you have your eggs, half a teaspoon of salt, half of a tablespoon of olive oil. Flour goes in. And then you want to create like a little well inside. Okay, so I'm creating a little well with my fingers, and that's where the eggs are gonna go. Your 3 eggs go into your little well, and layer on that a half teaspoon of salt and your half tablespoon of olive oil. Save these for the chickens. They love eggshells. Okay, so this is the KitchenAid flat beater. I'm gonna start with this guy just to combine it. So you can see, oh, the lighting's better this way. I should have filmed this way. Anyways, you can see it going now. So if you're finding that the dough is a little too dry, you can add another egg, a little bit of water. If you find it's too wet, you can add more flour. Trust the process. It's gonna look too dry in the beginning, but once it's all combined like this, and then you add the dough hook, just trust the process. It's looking good. I'm gonna switch it out now. By the way, if you can hear the roosters really loudly, it's because they're right outside my door. They can feel the heat coming in through the crack in the door. Yep, they're all there and they're talking to me. Now I'm putting on the dough hook. Lock it. Let this go to town. I'm gonna turn it up a little. First thing you'll notice is that it'll start to form like smaller balls, and then the balls get bigger and bigger until it's like kind of one big clump. And then from there, you can peel it off the dough hook and start to form it into a ball with your hands. Okay guys, I changed directions because I think the lighting might be better this way. It's looking a bit crumbly in here. So I added a little bit of water, just like in my hand basically. See, it's starting to form a little ball. And I think this is looking pretty good. Now, these eggs that I used are my chicken's eggs, and they're a click smaller than what you might get at a store. This variation, what I'm doing today, is a little different than the one I did the other day, which used store-bought eggs, which were a little bigger, so a little bit more moisture in there. I think just with the added touch of water, it's got a good consistency now. Oh, yeah. If I squeeze it, it like sticks together really nicely. And so basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a little ball, and then I'm just gonna let it sit for 30 minutes and do its thing. So we did end up finding some locally sourced flour that I think we're gonna investigate and see if it like is any better, if we notice any difference in flavor. I do have a giant bag of King Arthur flour that you guys saw that I need to go through first. Waste not, want not. But King Arthur flour is like really high quality from what I understand. So no complaints there. It'd just be really cool to do everything locally. I know we already have a local source of beef. We have a local source of pork. We buy right from the butcher. I'd like to grow our own tomatoes next year, basil, stuff like that. Of course, we have our own eggs. If this whole pasta making extravaganza was all locally sourced, that would be very cool. There's my ball. I'm gonna wrap this bad boy in plastic wrap. Oh my gosh, what the heck? What is happening? No, this is like the bane of my plastic wrap, man. Freaking plastic wrap. Jumping G's. By the way, if you guys are new to my page and you haven't yet, be sure to hit that subscribe button. I mainly focus on my hobby farm, rescue animals. I do run with my goats, if you've ever seen that Goat Run Club video. I do have a Shopify storefront if you want to check the link in my bio. I basically use that as a way of funding all of our rescue dog and cat efforts. There's a ton of strays. Just because we're in a rural area with no leash laws, there's a lot of dumping. We try and rescue dogs where we can. We try and foster dogs where we can. Same thing with cats. This is really dirty, but this is one of my shirts. If you want to help support the cause, definitely get a shirt. There's Pretty Sweet Acre themed shirts, Goat Run Club sweatshirts, Dogs Are Better Than People shirts. We got tons of stuff. Okay, yeah, jumping, geez. Okay, while that's sitting, I have busted out the attachment. It basically came like this. I twisted off, oh no, just kidding. This thing was closed. I opened this up, I twisted off the attachment. The spaghetti attachment was on here. So I took that off. Rigatoni is here now. It actually says rigatoni on it. And then I am twisting the back on. And I'm closing that off. Lefty loosey, putting the attachment in. Tightening this bad boy up. Form dough into walnut-sized balls. Slowly feed it in. If it doesn't go in by itself, you can kind of use this to help feed it in. So you have to pick what speed you put this on. And for spaghetti, it was supposed to be like low and slow. For rigatoni, they're saying speed 6, which seems very fast for me. Maybe we'll try it though. And you want to extrude about 1.5 inches. So when this is ready to go, that's what we're gonna do. And in the meanwhile, I'm gonna start prepping for the vodka penne, or the vodka sauce. I mean, you know what I mean, the vodka. I'm gonna read this off my computer because I don't have it memorized. So in terms of ingredients for the sauce, 3 tablespoons of unsalted butter, couple of large garlic cloves. These ones are small, so I just did some extra. We're gonna mince these. 2 ounces of thinly sliced prosciutto, cut into thin strips. 1 can of Italian peeled tomatoes, drained and coarsely chopped. Crushed red pepper. You need crushed red pepper. Crushed red pepper. 1/2 teaspoon of crushed red pepper. 1/2 cup of heavy cream, 1/4 cup of vodka, salt, about 1/2 cup of Parmesan, freshly grated, and then of course, about 1 pound of penne. Yeah, it's almost exactly 1 pound. Perfect. So I'm gonna get my water boiling. I'm gonna start prepping all these ingredients. Let's get to it. It's getting hot in here. Guys, this was my grandma's apron. She used to wear this whenever I'd come over for sleepovers, and it would always smell like roast chicken. Guys, hot tip. Always salt your water. Makes the pasta taste better. We only have 1 large functioning burner, so that's why I'm putting this on the little guy. That's also why it takes so long for the water to heat up. But in the meanwhile, I can get started on the rest of it. I really like getting all of my ingredients, or as many as I can, prepped ahead of time, especially with the new recipe. Otherwise, I just find I kind of get overwhelmed and a little bit flustered. If I can do that, then I find the rest of the recipe goes fairly smoothly until I've done that recipe a bunch of times, and then I just don't have to think about it. This little butcher block, I don't even know where we got it from, but it is small. There's not a lot of space for stuff. We do have a really good source of pork in our area where the butcher actually gets pigs locally. The pork is so good, but I don't think they make prosciutto, which is too bad. However, our business partner Ooh, does that, his family's Italian and they do make their own sausage. So the next time he's in town, Mark Clauser, we're talking to you. You're gonna have to bring some prosciutto, okay? Or some equivalent. So you want the good stuff. They have their own like cellar. They process it all themselves. It's pretty cool. So good. If you guys have been following me at all, I do have some autoimmune issues, have for some time. So I've been on the carnivore diet for a couple of years, actually more like the lion diet. So I'm basically just red meat. So I'm not really supposed to eat this. Actually, I'm not supposed to eat any of this, but like I have to taste, you know? Also, I'm clearly not a trained chef. So please kindly refrain from commenting on my knife skills because they are lacking. Next thing I'm gonna do is chop up these tomatoes. Gotta strain the water. Okay, chop these bad boys up. Nice coarse chop on that. And it's gonna be added to the pot with the crushed red pepper. So I'm actually just gonna combine it all into one bowl ahead of time. There's really not that many ingredients for this, which is nice. Hey, where's my half teaspoon? Half teaspoon of crushed red pepper. Spicy. Good. I'm gonna get these ready now so I don't have to think about it later. Oh yeah. Woo, stanky. Okay, I think we're just about ready to start making the actual rigatoni. Oh my gosh, I'm nervous. Moment of truth. We have our dough, it's sat for a while. We got our attachment all set up. I think it's time. Let's just give it a go. Worst case, I do have some store-bought spaghetti we could use. Or I could just, I don't know, cry. No, I won't do that. Okay, walnut size. Oh, it's coming. Yeah, I'm feeding more and more. Oh, they're turning. Why are they curling? They're curling upwards. I'm just gonna slice them off. Okay. I mean, they're curly. I don't know. But I'm gonna keep going. Okay. They're cute. We're just gonna go with it. It's fine. I don't know why they're curling. Okay, these ones are not. This is so fun, you guys. Oh, now they're straight. I don't know what happened. Oh, beautiful. This is definitely a little more complex than the spaghetti fettuccine attachments, which are a different product. I probably should have looked up a YouTube to watch someone do this first. I did that for the spaghetti and it really helped. I don't even know if I'm doing this right. Like, that looks right. Guys, I can never do store-bought pasta again. Are you friggin' kidding me? When my husband had the spaghetti, he said he felt so much better compared to when he eats store-bought pasta. So many of us have gluten sensitivities, celiac sprue and all that. We're still using wheat, obviously, but I wonder if just having basic ingredients can help with some people. I still can't eat it, but I know our friend, he's got all kinds of dietary issues. He can eat the pasta in Italy, and I know they have a different strain of wheat, apparently. Maybe we should source some flour from Italy. That would be pretty cool. This little KitchenAid's working so hard. We actually got this stand mixer at our wedding, but I was not really much of a baker or chef at the time. So it sat in our closet for like 10 years until we moved to North Carolina and I started to get into homesteading. And I think the very first time I busted it out, we had purchased some local milk and I made butter. Apparently there's like an ice cream attachment you can get. This thing's awesome. I feel like it's slowing down. Okay, rookie mistake. It seemed to kind of get clogged and stopped, and it's because I think I was feeding them through too fast. So apparently you have to wait until the auger is visible before you put the next piece in. So we're gonna try that. There we go, now it's moving again. So you have to keep your eye on the top and on the length at the bottom. I just fed the last piece through. That took me 20 minutes and it was a lot of me being like, oh, what am I doing? And I like starting it and stopping it. Now that I understand what I'm supposed to be doing, I could probably crank that out in like 10 minutes easily. A lot of you guys in the comment section warned me about this attachment. And in fact, some of the reviews were like, it's more complex. Yeah, you need to like understand what you're supposed to be doing. Definitely if you want more of an entry-level version, just start with the spaghetti and the fettuccine attachments. Like how friggin' cool is that? Time to start the sauce. We already have water boiling, which is great. Okay, we're gonna melt the butter over medium heat. Let's make sure this is actually working. Nope, it's not. Okay. Sometimes my stovetop, oh, whoops. Oh, there we go. Now it's working. We're gonna add the garlic in for like 2 minutes, the prosciutto in for like 1 minute. Tomatoes and crushed red pepper, simmer for 5 minutes. Add the cream, cook for a minute. Add the vodka, cook for 2 minutes. Season to taste with salt. It's time to cook the pasta. There it is in all its glory. And we're just gonna do this for like 1 to 2 minutes. Also, once the pasta has been cooked, you can take some of the pasta water and add it into here so that it all binds together. I'm not even straining it, I'm just getting it right into here. Let's put the cheese in, a little salt. I had to get my husband to taste test it because I can't actually bite into it. He just added a sprinkle more of salt. He said it's really good. The rigatoni's cooked perfectly. Pretty cool. Let's plate it. Just adding a little basil. That looks pretty freaking good. Okay guys, so that's pretty much it. This is what I'm gonna be serving my husband. I'm gonna do smaller versions for my kids without the basil because apparently anything green they're like super not into. If you guys are interested in me posting more of these, let me know. I do have that spaghetti bolognese recipe that I haven't done yet. If you guys are interested, just be sure to comment. Let me know what other types of pasta you guys wanna see. I can definitely look up recipes. If you guys have any recommendations for really good recipes, let me know that as well. Thank you for watching. Be sure to subscribe. Bon appetit.